So, with the coronavirus at an all time high and everyone's panic level rising, this is what my local and pretty much every other supermarket looks like at the moment: empty shelves. So, in the next few weeks, I want to show you guys how to turn canned goods into a fulfilling meal. I managed to grab my hands on some cans of tuna, bread roll, and some pickles. The rest of the other items in the photos I already had in my pantry. What I wanted to make was actually a tuna po' boy, but because I couldn't get my hands on any baguette rolls, I'm just going to turn that into more of what's like a tuna patty burger. First up, we want to get the patty mix ready. You'll see that I don't have very big portions here as I'm only making a serving for one. But what we want to do is finally dice up the carrots and spring onion. Finally dice up half of the shallot and leave the other half for slicing, which we'll use to top up the burger. Now you don't have to use shallots, that's just what I had in my pantry. You can use onions as well if that's what you've got. In a bowl, add in the diced carrots, spring onions and shallots, and then also put in your can of tuna, and into that you'll want to crack an egg. Add some salt and pepper, and for an extra kick I've also added in some paprika, but that's totally up to you. Mix it through breaking down the tuna into smaller pieces as you're going through. Once that's done, add in half of the breadcrumbs to give it some structure. Now you don't want it to be too wet or it'll fall apart, but if you add too much it won't stick, so just make sure there's a little bit of tack to the mixture. Once that's done, grab some of the mix and form it into a patty shape and then coat it in the breadcrumbs. If you can't buy any breadcrumbs, you can easily make some at home just by getting some old bread and then putting it into a blender and blending that through. Grab the sliced onions and just give them a little bit of a fry in a pan until they're caramelized. We'll be using that in the burger when we put it together. Now you can choose to deep fry or shallow fry the tuna patties. I'll be shallow frying them because even oil seems to be a scarce resource at the moment. While you're frying your tuna patties, make sure you cut up your bun and give it a nice grill in the oven. So I have some Kewpie mayo and wasabi in the fridge, so I'm gonna use that as my sauce, but you can basically use whatever condiments you have at home. When it comes to putting a burger together, you can use whatever you've got in the fridge. I ideally would have liked some lettuce, but as you guessed, I couldn't get my hands on any. So what I've got here is avocado, carrots and cherry tomatoes. Because I just wanted to be a little bit extra, I melted some cheese over a pan and then I poured it over the patty, but you can always melt the cheese when you grill the bun. And there we go, we've got ourselves something more interesting than just the tuna sandwich. Please remember to like and subscribe.